Thank you for joining us. Have a great day.
I really am not one of those people that every year says, that was the greatest event ever. There have been Apple events that are like, well, okay, that was just kind of fine. This was a huge event. And by the way, make sure you stick around till later in this video because I'm actually doing a giveaway and launching a brand new product that I'm super excited about. On this channel, we really only talk about the camera when it comes to iPhone, and boy, do we have a lot to talk about today. But first, here's my 30-second or so rundown on the rest of the event. Apple Watch upgrades. Looks super cool. Honestly, watches aren't something that I think most people should upgrade every year. So all of you Ultra 1 owners, the Ultra 2 looks sweet. My guess is the Ultra 1's gonna get the majority of the features we saw today. Watch Series 9. If you have a Watch Series 8, probably not gonna update, but you know, if you are due for an upgrade from 3 or 4 Watch Series ago, probably gonna be a nice update for anyone who wants it. They really went hard on the Apple Green initiatives by their 2030. Their acting skits,
welcome to Apple, welcome to Apple,
I think are absolutely hilarious.
So who wants to disappoint me first?
And while I feel like most people are either optimists or pessimists when it comes to these marketing campaigns of companies saying, oh, they're going super green and going, well, do you know the carbon emissions to make this and that and that? Whatever. Like, I'm an optimist when it comes to this stuff. I think everything Apple is doing regarding their green initiatives is fantastic. No more leather in any of their products. Their new fine woven thing, honestly, is probably gonna be better quality than their old leather cases, which were not that great to begin with. And the way they presented it through a skit rather than just telling us with a PowerPoint presentation. As soon as they started talking about the regular iPhone 15s, and they shared quite a bit of camera specs that were a lot more impressive than I thought they'd be, I was getting very excited about the iPhone 14 Pro, because if they have good upgrades for the regular 15, it means the Pro is gonna blow it out of the water and just give us a lot of wow stuff, and they just kept going with new stuff. So of course we got the thing we were all expecting, which was USB Type-C, and I thought they were gonna go a little harder into this, but I think they were smart to withhold too much of their fancy Apple terminology being like, we revolutionized USB-C. They know that this was way overdue, and so I think they were just like, yep, all right, we finally did it, guys, you're welcome, here you go. But if you notice, they did sneak in with the optional USB-C 3.0 cable, so it turns out that the iPhone 15 Pros will be USB 3.0 up to 10 gigabits per second transfer speeds.
yes!
This is not going to be achieved by the cable that it comes with. It is what it is. The titanium and overall design of the camera look absolutely beautiful. I'm a guy who loves sharp edges on a phone, and this definitely seems like some of the concepts where it's kind of like halfway in between. It's got a little bit more roundedness to it, but it still looks sharp and sleek, which I really like. One of the first things they mentioned as soon as they started talking about the camera was the fact that this iPhone basically has 7 focal lengths in not one, but 3 of their lenses. And that definitely made my face like do the raised eyebrow thing, which I'm not good at. But between macro on the ultra wide, the now 3 focal lengths of the wide sensor, and the 77mm 3x optical on the Pro, and then the Pro Max getting the new 120mm 5x optical zoom lens, I guess makes up 7 different focal lengths. And while that is amazing, obviously I have to withhold my opinion on all of it until I get in my hands and do some testing, because as we talk about many times on this channel, not all lenses are created equal. You definitely are going to be sacrificing quality on some of those various zoom ranges. But it's cool. We have a similar 48 megapixel sensor on the Pros, but it is a larger sensor than what's on the regular 48 megapixel regular 15 iPhone. So that means they're going to be bigger pixels, and with their like pixel binning thing to give us 24 megapixel low light images, it seems like low light was a big kind of focus of this camera, and that's very much welcomed. Now, it will be interesting to see low light videos if they've been able to somehow solve the terrible lens flares that occur when you have certain light sources. From every person I've ever talked to and from what I've read, that is most likely a like scientific optical issue that you just can't fix unless you have some crazy AI algorithm that is just able to like replace them in real time. But who knows? I guess we'll see next week. Oh my gosh, these other features that came out. Woo! But right before we get into my favorite features of the phone, I want to point out that I am actually launching a iPhone filmmaking guide. That's right, I've been teaching how to get amazing footage and photos with your iPhone for years using all the latest features, but I want your help and comments and questions to help build it out. So I'm launching a pre-sale today for over 50% off, and that's only going to last up until next Friday. Now I will be using the iPhone 15 for the majority of this guide, but for a lot of the chapters, it doesn't really matter which phone you've had. So I've already uploaded 6 modules in kind of a beta form, just to give any of you pre-sale beta people some start of the information. I'm still adding some more B-roll to the videos, so they'll be replaced. And I've got many more chapters to come. We're gonna talk about lighting, composition, what settings you should change, third-party apps, third-party hardware that's worth it or not worth it. And obviously, because of these new iPhone 15 features, there's a lot of stuff coming. For the first 10 people who sign up, I'm going to be giving codes to BEASTCAM, which is one of the best premium mobile filmmaking apps out there. If you're interested in learning more, check out the top link in the description below. All of you who have supported buying my various guides and courses on DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut, and now iPhones allows me to just keep creating more content for you all at a faster rate, and so I can't thank you all enough. Okay, so now back to the iPhone 15 Pro. Honestly, I thought they were kind of done and starting to close things up, talking about the camera and the phone. And then they just hit us with some of the biggest features that I did not expect to come to the iPhone. First of all, we have for photographers, you can actually tether if you use Capture One on a computer. While some people may laugh because, you know, normally tethered studio environments are shooting on like Hasselblad or Phase 1 medium format cameras, I think for a lot of people who, especially in the e-commerce world, who have to do a ton of, you know, just product photos or just something where you don't necessarily need a full-on $50,000 professional camera, being able to shoot tethered from a phone, awesome feature, I think. They mentioned that you'll be able to shoot 4K 60, and they said for the first time ever, and this is technically true, they're basically just bringing 4K 60 to the native app. Third-party apps, again, like BEASTCAM, Filmic, have pretty much had 4K 60 since like late last year. And speaking of ProRes, we've talked forever about the fact that it takes up so much storage, but now thanks to USB Type-C 3.0, you'll be able to record ProRes videos straight to an SSD, just like I've done with Android devices, and this is huge. So now you don't necessarily need to buy the top-of-the-line 1 terabyte or whatever iPhone. You can have the 256 version and just plug in like a cheap 500 gig SSD and shoot straight to that, which not only is gonna save you on space off your phone, but also going to make the workflow so much faster. They announced spatial videos, which is very smart because obviously they want people to start building up these stereoscopic 3D whatever spatial videos before the Apple Vision comes out early next year. Very smart to start that now, so that way by the time everyone gets these goggles, there's already so much content being created around it. But by far, the biggest like right at the end there was the fact that they announced log. Now, we've had log options in third-party applications with, you know, various results. Log coming straight from Apple makes it the first phone ever to have ACES support. This is huge. So being able to shoot ProRes video in log straight to an SSD, all from your phone. And I almost forgot, on the final splash page, they were talking about new iCloud Plus accounts, and now they're increasing the storage or having an additional storage option for 6 and 12 terabytes. This is amazing. I'm very interested to see what they're pricing it at. Is that all my notes? What do you guys think about this announcement? Was it underwhelming? Was it right on par with what you were expecting? Or are you like me and I am pleasantly surprised by so many things? Again, biggest thing I'm sad about is I still wish they had a pro mode in the native camera app, but from a hardware standpoint, man, they are setting up the third-party developers for major success here. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you get subscribed because we've got a lot of content coming around this. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.